Hey, hello. I have to be quiet because I'm hiding right now. Who am I hiding from? Um, an overleveled phantom. Here, let me give you some context. We're at Mohgwyn's palace, um, and we're playing as a level 40 invader in Elden Ring invasions. Yes, I'm a bad red man. For those who don't know me, my name's Scrub. How did you end up on this video? I don't know, but hey, you're here. Thanks so much for watching. This is a level 40 sleep build. The DLC introduced us to a few new sleep mechanics, which are very fun to use, and I thought that level 40 would be very appropriate to use these new sleep things. So I tried going into level 40, but I'm having a bit of a hard time right now because of all the over-leveled phantoms that are carrying these little unsuspecting poor hosts through the game right now, and it makes me sad. I just wanted to make sure that these players are getting their proper 8 hours of sleep like any normal human should get, but instead I'm just absolutely, well, I would say bullied, but I'm not trying to turn this into a sob fest, and I know that you would totally argue against me saying, why are you invading in level 40? Let the hosts play how they want. If they want overleveled phantoms to carry them, let it be. But you know what? No. I'm not only am I bringing people good sleep hygiene, I'm also bringing justice to the Elden Ring level brackets. So I was fighting a host and a caster who was very high level, and I said, you know what? These guys are draining me. We're gonna play the hiding game. We're gonna play the hiding game. So I never really used the Mimic Veil, but it was definitely worth using, especially in this invasion. I probably stood here for maybe 5 minutes. I was even browsing like Instagram Reels at the time. But you know what? Patience is worth it. Because you got impatient, over-leveled Phantom, and you fell into my trap. Why? Because you're just impatient. You're just trying to carry your little host through the game. No, that goes against the terms and conditions of playing a Souls game. Look at that, rune level 273, carrying a little level 40 host through the game. Like, why are you at Mohgwyn's palace, bro? Like, are you trying to access the DLC early? Mohg ain't gonna let that happen. Mohg ain't gonna let that happen. You think I'm gonna let that happen? If Mohg don't want it, I don't want it either. You think you can hide from me? No, I don't. It don't work that way, bro. I'm here to put you to sleep. Get your 8 hours in. Bam. Good sleep hygiene. Point down, because figure it out on your own. But yeah, hey, what's up? I'm Scrub. Like I said, level 40 sucks in invasions right now. There's a lot of over-leveled phantoms taking their hosts through the games, and not only that, like, there's just a lot of organized ganks. For example, this is one right here, and like, I don't really have many weapons, much equipment to use to combat a gank like this. Like, there's this guy with the backhand blades, which have amazing chase down potential, and then the other guy had, I mean, I don't know, I don't trust anyone with an Albinaric head, to be honest, but seeing this and then also seeing a Ruins greatsword, I'm just like, how do I fight this? How do I fight this? I need to take them to the PvE, but I was kind of a little panicked because this guy was very quick to catch up to me, and I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. There's this weird dynamic going on in low level invasions right now. I don't know if it's because I'm just simply unlucky right now, or if it's because it's, I don't know, the game's been out for almost 3 years now, 2.5, closer to there, and so the lifespan, we're at the point of its lifespan where it's just like people are just trying to cheese. I don't know if these hosts are new to the game, but there's definitely a lot of cheese happening. And so, like, a lot of this cheese that I'm put up against, I don't really know how to combat it, especially moments like that. But there definitely are a good amount of invasions that, even though there are overleveled phantoms like this guy, I still come out victorious, because why would I just showcase me losing all the time? I don't think there's a point in doing that. I definitely do think it's important to I wouldn't say commemorate your losses, but definitely acknowledge them and have other people acknowledge that, like, hey, or this is mostly for the invaders who are either new to it or some people who simply haven't tried invading. Like, you're not going to win 99% of the time. You're not going to win 50% of the time. Some days you do, some days you don't. You know, it takes a lot to try invasions, but, you know, once you start and once you actually start getting those good invasions in, then it's like you're addicted. You want to continue to do it, and then the more you play, the more you'll start to learn of how you can get better. And then the more you play, the more you'll gain just natural experience. So I think before the DLC, low-level invasions were a very safe place, in my opinion, because there weren't that many over-level phantoms, and I just think with the amount of, or the lack of projectile spamming there is compared to, like, meta level and above, it feels a lot more natural of a fight when playing in this level range, but right now it's really not. So I'm kind of twinking with this build right now. I'm definitely using some DLC equipment, but I'll talk more about this build. So this is a level 40 sleep build. So we all know where to find the Sword of St. Trina. If you don't, well, let me tell you. I think it's very intentional for the Sword of St. Trina to be in an early game spot where you could just take a 5-minute horse ride to Caelid, you know, avoid the big crows in that first set of ruins where you come into the area, and then bam, it's right there, Sword of St. Trina. To get, or to invade in level 40, you need to get +3, is it +3 somber weapons and then +8 regular weapons. So this is a +3 somber weapon. And so it's really easy to use something like, I don't know, this sleep sword makes low-level invasions easy because not a lot of people will have sleep boluses. There's not a lot of ways to counter status effects in low levels, so I think it's a good way to get introduced to invasions by using that sword because it scales better off of dexterity. You can just start as a prisoner, level up your intelligence like once or twice, and then just continue to put it in dexterity. You can also go to wherever that one fort in Caelid is and grab Radagon's Sword Seal, and then bam, you have an extra +5 dexterity right there. And then yeah, so it's an easy setup to get in early game, but I have some DLC equipment as well. So I'm using the Sword of St. Trina rather than the Velvet Sword of St. Trina. That sword, the latter of the two, was introduced in the DLC, and it has a status effect similar to Sleep, but it's called Eternal Sleep. It's a they work the same. Sleep and Eternal Sleep work the same in PvP, but in PvE, like, common enemies will go to sleep forever, and there's not like a time limit. So another reason why I'm using the Sword of St. Trina, the base game one, is because it actually has a better sleep build-up. It has like 66, and then the whatchamacallit, oh my gosh, the coating on it when you use the Ash of War includes more sleep buildup. So I'll power stand straight swords and use the Velvet Sword of St. Trina if people are being a little irksome towards me. But yeah, so, and then in my left hand, well, before that, I just wanted to say I wanted to throw that little interaction with the red earlier, because, like, there's a lot of people learning how to invade, and there's a lot of unwritten rules to invading. I've been seeing a lot of Trader Reds as of late, so just to clear this up, like, if you're Trader Red, I will instantly turn my back on you and kill you, because, you know, we're outnumbered as bad red men. So why be in favor of the host when we could team up and be friends? So I just had to not engage that red and be like, hey, I'm not gonna fight you. We're the same color. I'm not gonna fight you. Is that segregation? Oh man, I'm thinking about it. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, we're not gonna go to that conversation. Anyways, so yeah, I can power stance the two sleep swords. The Velvet Sword of St. Trina does have better base damage. There's a very minuscule amount of magic damage on both of these swords, but the Velvet Sword of St. Trina has overall more damage than the regular Sword of St. Trina. But in my left hand, I have a fist weapon, and I forgot how you get both the Velvet Sword of St. Trina and then this weapon. It's called Tiolier's Hidden Needle. So it's a fist weapon, and it doesn't, when I have it out, it doesn't look like that I have anything in my fist. And you know, the name explains it. Like it's a tiny little needle. It's like in the shape of a ring. It's like a ring that you have on your fist. And then there's a little needle on it. And so the cool thing about it is that it has an Ash of War that if you put it in your left hand, it overwrites the Ash of War in your right hand weapon. And it's called Sleep Evermore. And so when you put an enemy to sleep with, you know, either sleep pots or the sleep swords, sleep crossbow, whatever, maybe we'll see it in action here in this moment. I totally forgot. When you put an enemy to sleep and you press the L2, it's the impaling thrust to L2, but when it connects to an enemy that's asleep, it deals a massive amount of damage. So it kind of has like the same gimmick as, like, I don't know how to, like, kind of like the poison there it is. Yep, boom. That little splash of damage right there happens when you put an enemy to sleep. And it has sleep buildup as well, so you can just two-hand it, or use both hands when using that fist weapon and chase people down. Fist weapons are good chase down weapons because it has the same like running attack as like the Qatar. So yeah, shoot, is there anything else that I need to say about the build? I don't think so. I mean, I also got some sleep pots as well. Let me go into, you know, explaining my talismans while we're watching this fight. So for context, these guys we've been dueling for like a good 3 minutes now, and they didn't have blues on or anything. There's just two guys wanting to get a good 2v1 on, and I accepted the challenge, and it was kind of fun, but they were very good at putting on pressure, so I kind of had to lead them away, but they didn't want to leave this battleground, so I guess I kind of had to just like toy with them a little bit, take them in, take them out, and let them do their thing. But I didn't want to let them reset for too long, otherwise I would have been screwed. But the thing is, what I was trying to do here is set up a parry for this guy with a twin blade, because twin blades are very easy to parry. So we'll see if we get that, if that happens. But yeah, so for the talismans, I'm rocking the Radagon Sword Seal, which gives you +5 Vigor, Strength, Dexterity, and Endurance. And then I have Millicent's Prosthesis, which grants you a +5 Dexterity boost. So I have +10 Dexterity coming from external sources. So I'm rocking with like 26 Dexterity, I think. Yeah. And then what else do I have? I have the Shard of Alexander, which I honestly see parry. Boom, get out of here. Now it's a nice old 1v1, and the fight is now in my favor. But sometimes you just need to set up a parry, especially against twin blades. Then what else? I have the Shard of Alexander. It's not really worth having the Shard of Alexander on something like the Sword of St. Trina, because there's not a big chance of like people walking into your Ash of War, because I don't know. Oh well, actually no, there is a reason why I have the Shard of Alexander. Is because of that Sleep Evermore Ash of War right there. So it connects when you get that big splash damage with the extra damage that comes from that talisman. You can delete certain phantoms or hosts. You can delete players that don't level up Vigor. And I think it's funny because at level 40, people aren't starting to understand, or they're barely starting to understand the detriment of leveling up your health, which I understand. Like, I didn't start getting to like 55 Vigor until I started hitting like the late double digits on my first playthrough. So if you're a PvEer, level up your health. This is your sign too. And then for my last talisman, I have what's called St. Trina's Smile, and kind of a weird name, but pretty much what it does, it's an exaltation. It's an exaltation talisman. So when there's the sleep status effect procced in the vicinity, you'll get an attack boost. So it works the same way as like the Lord of Blood's exaltation or the Kindreds of Rot exaltation, but just with sleep. So it's kind of cool to see that little gimmick. Also, look at this guy on the right edge walking towards me. He's gonna die very quickly, or he's gonna go to sleep first. It's so funny to watch them go to sleep. Now he's all upset and stuff. True, but yeah, so you get an attack boost when there's sleep in the vicinity. So when you stack that and have an opportunity to use the sleep evermore Ash of War, then yeah, like I said, you're gonna pretty much delete people as well. So it's fun to use. I would take this into like meta level or level 200, but it's kind of hard, like with this kind of play style, to go into a level range that is just filled with absolutely filled with projectile spamming. It's a cover shooter. It's a cover shooter. And even though there's still plenty of overleveled phantoms that do that in level 40, there's always going to be that one diamond in the rough invasion where you don't have to worry about a single thing and just progress through the level and just watch PvEers do their thing. And so that's what's going on here. I was very grateful for these guys here. I'm going to make some videos about the state of the Elden Ring PvP and its lifespan, and debate, or not debate, but just kind of argue that it's going to die relatively soon, just based on, you know, what we have for content and comparing it to the lifespan of other Souls games, PvP, whatever. But yeah, it was very nice to just hop over this little worm thingy with these guys. I was just following them around for like 5 minutes. So the videos that I just mentioned, it's going to be like Elden Ring PvP, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and talking about the lifespan of it. So this is definitely a good part of it. This is one of the reasons why I want to keep on invading. Like they were not hostile towards me whatsoever. I think they were for like 2 seconds, and then they're like, you know what, this guy's pretty chill. So of course I had to throw a little sleep pot in their face, because what would my purpose be as an invader playing as a sleep build be if I was not putting people to sleep? So I had to make sure that they get their sleep that they need, because we're human, and I know us gamers can have really bad sleep schedules. So this is a reminder to be conscious of how much sleep you're getting, otherwise you'll go crazy. So yeah, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my little rant about overleveled phantoms. And I know I've talked about it before, but I think it's necessary to continue to talk about, because the downscaling system in this game absolutely sucks ass. So yeah, this is the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and let me know what builds you want me to try in the future. There's still so many things that I could cover, but so many ideas, it gets overwhelming. So here's my stats on the left. A few of these statuses are affected by other sources. Here are the weapons that I use, not many, but you know, and then here are the talismans that I used as well. So sleep builds I felt were very comfortable in level 40. I did a couple of videos on it in the past, but I had to take it down due to copyright, so I'm using St. Trina's little soundtrack thing. So yeah, I felt that this was very fitting. So this is my sleepy scrub build, and thanks so much for watching again. Like and subscribe, and be good to yourself, be good to others, and good will be given back to you. And I love you. And I should probably go get some sleep now because I'm tired. Okay, bye.